A 17-year-old girl vanished in broad daylight, in the center of the city. Her body was found a month later in a forest belt. Who's involved in the death of the young beauty? And why does her mother feel guilty? Do not miss this shocking investigation by the clairvoyants. This is Psychic Investigations, a show of real and astonishing stories. Here, people who call themselves clairvoyants investigate sensational criminal cases and incredible supernatural phenomena. The mysterious disappearance of 17-year-old Nadia Pilipets shook a small Ukrainian town in the east. Her body was discovered a month later in a forest belt on the outskirts. What happened to the girl remains unknown. During the investigation, law enforcement found no leads and turned to clairvoyants for help.
We are turning to psychics for help.
April, Saturday. Nadia Pilipets left the souvenir shop in the city center where she worked as a sales assistant and disappeared. The girl never returned home. Her mother last spoke to her shortly after 4 o'clock. Half an hour later, her phone was already out of range. There was no contact that day, the next day, or even a week later.
I truly understood that my child could not simply go somewhere and not respond for such a long time.
She always called back and said where she was and how long it would take her to get home.
The girl did not return home on Saturday evening or on Sunday. On Monday, her relatives went to the police and alerted everyone.
We hung up photographs on poles, in shops, and asked everywhere where she might be.
The information was everywhere. On the radio, on local television, on poles. Nadia's photos were everywhere.
No one saw anything. No one heard anything.
Nadia Pilipets' body was found on the 26th day after her disappearance, in a forest belt on the outskirts.
The military joined the search and found the girl's body while combing the forest.
The body was covered with leaves.
At the scene, no characteristic signs of a struggle were identified. A forensic medical examination of the body was conducted. The cause of death was cardiac and respiratory failure.
According to law enforcement, Nadia died of natural causes on the day she disappeared at the place where her body was found. But what could have triggered a heart attack when, according to her relatives, the girl had never complained about her health, let alone her heart?
She had a healthy heart and did not suffer from any serious illnesses.
It's also strange how the girl ended up where her body was found, 3 kilometers from home, on the opposite end of the city. And if this was not a violent death, how did she end up under the leaves? Does this mean Nadia died and covered herself with leaves?
How can anyone accept this? No one understands what happened. How?
The mysterious death will be investigated by clairvoyants Olena Kurilova and Maya Dzidzishvili. They head to the city where the girl lived. There, they are met by the man who led the investigation of this case.
Good afternoon. We do not know all the circumstances, which is why we turn to you.
Please, give me the girl's photograph. My heart feels like it's jumping out of my chest and my head starts spinning. The girl felt something similar before her death. For some reason, she's showing me her grave. Can we go there?
Her mother is here. I think it's possible with her.
But I definitely want to get to the place where her body was found. Let us meet there.
Thank you.
I brought you to the place where my child was buried.
For some reason, she feels ashamed of how she died. She doesn't want to talk about her death at all. Now she's showing me many children. Did she have brothers and sisters?
The girl was the eldest child in a large family. Besides her, there were 3 boys and 1 girl.
And you were alone with them. The father is absent from your life.
Yes, he loves us from a distance.
When the 5th child was born, the father left the family. According to the mother, they became too heavy a burden for him.
So many children. The mother managed it all.
The mother simply couldn't physically keep up with all the housework. So part of her responsibilities fell on the eldest, Nadia. She cleaned, cooked, and helped take care of the younger children.
She was a leader even. I listened to her.
The children simply adored their older sister.
From the very beginning of the investigation, something troubled me. The girl's mother seemed willing to cooperate, but it was clear she was hiding something. Why does she blame herself for her daughter's death?
There was always a lack of money in the large family. So at 17, Nadia had to both study and earn money.
She watched how hard it was for her mother. She knew how to do bead embroidery, made beautiful embroidered towels, could embroider pictures. And while still in school, the shop owner invited her to work.
The girl had a talent for embroidery. She started earning money from it in 9th grade. On weekends, she worked as a sales assistant in a souvenir shop, selling handmade items.
When she earned any money, she would buy candies and chocolates for the younger children.
The girl dreamed of higher education, but you could not give her that.
After finishing school, Nadia dreamed of studying dentistry, but the family had no money.
Creativity, a striving for beauty, cosmetics, hair, face, hairstyle.
Always.
Nadia had to forget her dreams. After school, she enrolled in free hairdressing courses offered by the employment service.
She first trained as a hairdresser and later as a makeup artist.
Being near the mother of the deceased girl, I saw a truly devout person in front of me. But for some reason, she wanted to hide this information. You are a very spiritual person. You truly believed.
And my children are the same.
The woman says when her husband left her, she found solace in faith.
It was support that brought my mind and head in order. We follow Christian laws.
The church is not Orthodox. It's Baptist, a strong community. They didn't have a TV at home. In their faith, it is forbidden.
Next to the girl, I don't see friends. She was very secretive.
She couldn't invite any of her girlfriends or friends over.
I can't fully understand, but the girl says her death is somehow connected to love. When I started asking the girl what happened to her, she didn't want to answer. She hid her face and went silent. Now she is showing me a boy and says she was in love with him.
Serhi. That's the name of the boy Nadia was dating shortly before her death. He was 5 years older than her and worked as a delivery driver for a local company.
She would say, "My Serhi."
But could the girl's boyfriend be involved in her death?
He's not a believer. That's why you didn't approve of this relationship.
I didn't approve of them.
Well, Nadia probably loved him. Tatiana was upset. She believed Nadia should have been with someone who was a believer.
He was like someone from a different world, some kind of loud music.
Yes, rock.
The boy was a guitarist in a rock band. This frightened Tatiana, but how did a girl from a deeply religious family, where even television was forbidden, end up with a rock musician?
She was not exactly who her mother wanted her to be.
So who was Nadia, really?
Maya, let's look at the last day. She was making some calls.
To her boyfriend.
According to the call records, the victim's last calls were indeed made to Serhi.
I see this boy in a group. They are celebrating something. It looks like a birthday.
There is a connection to the location. I feel the presence of Serhi at the place where the body was found.
Yes, yes. On the 4th, they were celebrating one of their friends' birthday.
As it turned out, on the day the girl disappeared, a group of young people that included Serhi was celebrating a friend's birthday. It took place in the same forest belt, not far from where Nadia's body was found a month later.
At that time, they had not been talking for almost a month. The boy had decided to end the relationship.
That is how it was.
They dated for about 2 years, I think, and then they broke up.
And your daughter did not fit in there either.
As it turned out, Nadia failed to find common ground with the boy's mother.
They were spending time at our place. I said, Serhi, walk Nadia home, because she has college tomorrow, and you have work at 5 in the morning. He said, get ready. And she goes, you're listening to your mommy again? I got angry and said, Nadia, I just don't want to see you. Goodbye.
That evening, your daughter wanted to reconcile with her boyfriend.
I can't live without you. I love you. Something like that.
People who were at the birthday celebration with Serhi say that Nadia called not only Serhi, but some of them as well. The girl wanted to find out where they were and whether Serhi was with them.
Did Nadia meet her former boyfriend that evening? And was he involved in her death?
They never met.
And all 10 of those people are witnesses that she was not there.
Yes, and they all confirmed it.
They didn't see her that day.
So what really happened to the girl?
I want to go to the place where she was before she disappeared.
But this shop is no longer here.
It's been gone for a year.
Maya, which direction do you think she went?
That way, to the right.
Tell me, was home in that direction?
Yes, that way.
And then to the right?
Yes. Then through the park, past the kindergarten, through the park again, and home.
From her workplace to home was no more than a 15-minute walk. The forest belt, where her body was found, was on the opposite end of the city, 3 times farther away.
I sense her turning the corner. After that, the information comes in sharp gaps.
But what does this mean? Did something happen to the girl when she turned the corner of the building?
I want to go to the place where her body was found. We were supposed to meet the police there anyway.
Yes, of course.
She's lying here, face down, arms along her body.
Her head is slightly turned.
Yes.
I can't explain it, but I see injuries on her legs and lower back.
Abrasions. On the legs and the back.
There was a bruise on the back of her thigh, an indentation on her back.
According to the autopsy, the abrasions on the left side of Nadia's back and pelvis were inflicted while she was alive.
But where did these injuries come from?
I feel she didn't die here. Her body was brought here and dumped.
They carried her like a sack. Dragged her. She was already dead.
We thought it happened here.
I don't know where the feathers came from, but it seems her whole body was covered with them.
Those are leaves.
There were leaves on the body, dry branches.
Apparently, the perpetrator or perpetrators deliberately hid the body under leaves, probably so she wouldn't be found immediately, and any traces on her body, fingerprints or biological material, would disappear.
But how did it happen that in the 26 days since the girl's disappearance, considered by authorities her date of death, no one noticed her body or the smell of decomposition, even though the forest belt was busy?
There were 2 paths. People drove goats. There were gardens here.
So people were here every day, constantly.
Constantly.
Also, no insect larvae were found on the body. Larvae that usually appear within 1.5 to 2 weeks. This indicates that the body was placed here recently.
So Nadia didn't die here? And not on April 4th, as authorities believe? Then what really happened to her? How did her body end up in this forest belt?
I see 2 people, 2 men. I see a car. She was brought here by 2 men in a car at night.
That's entirely possible. About 20 meters from where the body was found, there's a dirt road. No street lights and no one walks there at night.
Wait, didn't her mother start searching immediately?
It turns out she contacted the police only on the third day after the disappearance.
I considered that she was 17. Maybe some kind of love? Anything could happen. I waited.
It turned out that despite strict upbringing and total control by her mother, the girl, while still in school, could sometimes stay out overnight.
She went to school from our place. I asked, do her parents know? They know.
But how does all this relate to Nadia's death?
It was a room and she was undressed. I see a man.
I'm sorry, but her underwear is somehow put on wrong.
Her lower underwear was moved.
Her jacket was buttoned, jeans zipped, but her panties were down and her bra was unfastened.
I saw a bed with 2 people. They were having sex, and I realized this was somehow connected to the girl's death.
Sperm was found in Nadia Pilipet's body. Such traces usually remain in the female body no longer than 7 days after intercourse. This could mean the girl was alive up to a week before the body was found.
But where was Nadia for almost 3 weeks? From April 4th to 23rd? Her photos were on nearly every poll and broadcast on local TV. How was it that no one saw her during this entire period? And why did she remain out of contact with her family for so long?
It feels like she couldn't move or do anything at all. She didn't even understand what was happening around her.
What do the clairvoyants say? To record the details, the police suggested going to the station.
She was last seen at work. What happened next?
I see her leaving work.
She's very angry at her boyfriend because he refused to see her. She seems to want to prove something to him. Next, I see her in a car. It looks like she was forced inside.
One of the deceased girl's friends told our detective that there really was a car.
A man saw it. They shoved her into a large black car.
A sedan, I think.
The car was either blue or black.
And there's a conversation. 2 people are in the car.
The police didn't check the version that Nadia got into someone's car. In fact, it's not established how she moved at all.
What happened to her next?
She drank something from a small jar. Some substances were mixed in, drugs.
No toxicology tests were done because the body was too decomposed.
The girl stopped understanding reality. Something resembling rape happened, and she did not resist.
Yes, there was a sexual act.
Certain types of drugs can provoke intense sexual arousal and cause hallucinations. The possibility that the girl, while under the influence of such substances, engaged in sexual activity was never investigated by the authorities.
The deceased girl, as soon as she went outside, would completely transform into an ordinary teenage girl who laughs, jokes, goes to discos, sometimes drinks, and falls in love.
Her mother pretended not to know or even see this. She believed that everyone lived according to Christian traditions, just like they did. She only realized her terrible mistake after her daughter's death, which is why she now blames herself entirely. I think the girl's drugged state was constantly maintained with repeated doses.
There is a sense of sexual overload. The death occurred in bed.
If we assume that Nadia was constantly drugged, kept confined in some location, and that semen was found in her body, the injuries to her back, pelvic area, and thighs could have been sustained during repeated and physically intense sexual activity.
Her body was very weak, couldn't handle the doses.
According to the expert's conclusion, excessive physical strain could have been a cause.
Suddenly, everyone got scared. What to do with the body?
But who are the people responsible for Nadia's horrific death?
I see two people. Age looks about 32 to 36. I see one of them clearly. Dark hair, dark eyes, short haircut, almost like a spike. Maybe there's a receding hairline, or the shape of the hair, like this.
I see the other man. He has light hair, a round face, light eyes, and a slim build. These people's activity is connected to drugs.
They've already had prior offenses.
We need to verify all of this carefully. God willing, this information will allow us to move the investigation forward and finally reach a definitive conclusion. Thank you for your assistance.